How's it going, my peeps? It is now time for the return of the Raw results / highlights and review video. I'll go over the results, some of the highlights in my opinion, and give you guys my thoughts, my review on the show. So it kicks off with Daniel Bryan and Bray Wyatt versus the Usos as the first matchup. It feels like it's been a while since Raw kicked off with a match, but the matchup was really short. It was like, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes or so. But the Usos look pretty damn good in the matchup, especially because of the ending of the match and what it followed matchup. See, the match ended by disqualification. The Usos actually were about to win after they jumped from inside the ring to the outside on both Bryan and Bray Wyatt, put them back in the ring, and then they both go up the top turnbuckle for what it seems to be their finisher, the splash. But Eric and Harper get in the ring and stop them from doing that. They start attacking the Usos. They single out one of the Usos and put him in the corner. And then Eric Rowan charges him, but he ducks. And then Luke also charges him, but he also ducks that. So Luke accidentally hits Harper or bumps into him. And then that Uso also super kicks Daniel Bryan, quickly gets out of the ring. And that was it for that. Actually, no, that was not it. I just forgot. Actually, Bray Wyatt got up, and he saw that Daniel Bryan was like the only one down. So when he got up, Bray Wyatt kind of, whispered in his ear, and then he hit actually Sister Abigail on Daniel Bryan. And then Luke and Eric picked up Bryan, and, they left with him. And after that, it was Damien Sandow versus John Cena. And you know what? It was a pretty good matchup. A matchup that I would compare, to their first matchup. Was it the first match? I'm not sure, but the match basically where Damien Sandow cashed in Money in the Bank. You had a lot of counters. You had Cena locking on the STF on Damien Sandow. He got out of it. You had Cena going for the attitude adjustment. Damien Sandow countered it with like an execution. No, actually, was it an execution or an edge-o-matic? I'm not even sure. Edge has a lot of moves, or had a lot of moves with his name in it, but anyways. Even locked in something that looked like the Educator. Cena got out of that. Cena also pulled off some cool maneuvers. He hit a tornado DDT. He hit that half Nelson into a neck breaker move. And in the end, Damien Sandow locked in the crossface, but Cena kind of got up while Damien Sandow was still kind of, trying to lock on the crossface or trying to keep it on. Cena got up with Damien Sandow kind of on his shoulders, and he hit the attitude adjustment, covered him, and won the match. Backstage, they then showed Kane and Brad Maddox, and Brad Maddox kind of made fun of Kane, or told him, good job with the chaos on Raw, sarcastically or whatever, saying that, there was chaos in the Usos and Bray Wyatt match, and pretty much Kane tells him, alright, let me see you do better, or, you're the general manager, why don't you, I guess, put things in order, or something like that. And Brad Maddox says, I've got an idea, let's make a rematch, let's make it a rematch, the Usos versus Bray Wyatt and Daniel Bryan once again, but this time inside a steel cage. Kane says that's a good idea, but he's got an even better idea. Let's also lock the doors, and the only person that's going to have the key is himself, Kane. And after that, Big Show comes out for a matchup against Jack Swagger. Pretty quick match. Big Show wins with a chokeslam. After the match, he chases Antonio Cesaro away, runs out of in the crowd, and then he goes back in the ring where Zeb Colter right now is checking on Jack Swagger, and he kind of stands behind Zeb Colter. Zeb Colter kind of, knows that Big Show's behind him, so he slowly, gets up and turns around, and he's like begging Big Show not to, attack him or hit him with the knockout punch. And they stand there for a while. Antonio Cesaro tries to get back in the ring, but Big Show throws him back out. And then he goes back to Zeb Colter, grabs him, holds him for a while, and then teases the punch, and he finally hits it. Or actually, before he hits it, he gives Zeb Colter a wink, and then hits him with the knockout punch. Following that, it was time for a rematch between the Shields and the New Age Outlaws teaming up with CM Punk. The New Age Outlaws come out first. They do the usual hyping up with the crowd, And then they introduce CM Punk, and afterwards the Shield comes out, and the match is on. It was another pretty good matchup, and it really had a shocker in the match, just a really big surprise. Something I didn't expect, at least. I don't know if you guys expected it or not, but I didn't see that. I didn't see it coming. Anyways, what I'm talking about is towards the end of the match, CM Punk was looking for the hot tag. He was looking to tag in either Billy Gunn or Jesse James, but they both got off the apron. They both ditched CM Punk and left, or just when he was about to tag one of them in. So it's a heel turn right there. I didn't expect that. And then CM Punk is, of course, left on his own against all three members of the Shield. And for a moment there, he does pretty good. He takes out Dean Ambrose out of the ring. He takes out Seth Rollins. But then right after taking out Seth Rollins out of the ring, he turns around right into a spear from Roman Reigns. Reigns covers him, wins the match. After the match, it looks like the Shield is about to leave. The music even stops and they leave. But then Roman Reigns is like, no, let's go back. They go back in the ring. Hit the triple powerbomb on CM Punk, and that was it for that. So, this was definitely unexpected. I didn't see, the New Age Outlaws turning on CM Punk. But when you think about it, it makes sense, seeing as how they're friends of Triple H. And CM Punk has been, calling out Triple H and such. So, yeah, pretty interesting, I guess, turn of events. But anyways, following that, you have a Bray Wyatt, a Wyatt family promo, and they get a promo on the Steel Cage match later tonight. Following that, you've got AJ Lee versus actually, it was AJ Lee and Tamina versus Cameron and Naomi. And AJ Lee and Tamina end up winning the matchup when AJ Lee, I believe, she won the match with a Shining Wizard by hitting a Shining Wizard on Cameron and pinning her for the victory. After the match, Tamina keeps on attacking Cameron until Naomi comes in the ring, actually makes a save, and takes out AJ and Tamina. And then after that, you have Randy storming into Kane's office, yelling, saying, "Where's the authority? I know you know where they are." And, everything's wrong. You've got Brock Lesnar wanting a shot at him. You've got Batista returning. He's also got a rematch against John Cena at the Rumble. And he needs to be protected better. Kane says he can't do anything about it. He can only control what happens tonight. So he tells Randy, you can take out your frustrations tonight on Kofi Kingston. And Randy Orton kind of looks like he's happy about that. And I think he thanked Kane or something like that and then left. And after that, it was time for the Hall of Fame announcement. The first Hall of Fame inductee. And most of the time the first announcement is like the biggest one. So I was expecting either the Ultimate Warrior or Macho Man and Randy Savage. I was hoping it was going to be either, one or the other. And it did end up being one of them. Ended up being the Ultimate Warrior. It's totally out of control. The Ultimate Warrior inducted into the Hall of Fame. That's freaking awesome. Happy about that. And I hope it leads to like a WrestleMania appearance. Kind of like maybe WrestleMania 21 where Hogan saved Eugene. Maybe something like that. I like to see that. I like to see the Ultimate Warrior back in the ring. I don't know. I hope he makes a WrestleMania appearance. Anyways, after that, Renee Young was interviewing Paul Heyman about the match against Brock Lesnar, asking him or getting his thoughts on what happened, early on with the Big Show, knocking out Zeb Colter. Paul Heyman says basically that neither him or Lesnar are intimidated. And, that's to sum up the promo. So anyways, afterwards, you had Randy versus Kofi Kingston, one-on-one. It was a pretty long match where Randy dominated most of the match. Once Kofi Kingston started getting some momentum back, he goes for the boom drop, but Randy rolls out of the way, and then he goes for a second rope DDT. And when he goes for that, Kofi Kingston actually gets out of the second rope position and hits SOS quickly on Randy, covers him, 1, 2, 3, actually gets the victory. And actually, in my mind, I was like, you know what? I actually wouldn't be too surprised if Kofi Kingston pulls off the victory. I could see maybe, Kofi pulling off the surprise victory. So he did. And after the match, Orton is just freaking raging. And he goes outside of the ring. He freaking takes off the announcer's tabletop. And then he goes to John Cena's dad, who's, in the crowd. And he grabs him and then pushes him down and punches him a couple times. And after that, I think he got separated by the referees, or the referees pushed Randy off or something like that. And John Cena came running down the ramp, and Randy just got out of there, ran away, and got to the other side of the ring, on the outside of the ring, but the other side. And Randy checked up on his dad. A while afterwards, they showed, them putting, or actually, John Cena's dad was on the stretcher, and they put him in the ambulance. And John Cena went with him. And after that, it was Cody and Goldust versus Ryback. And they also mentioned during the matchup Ryback's Twitter rant he did a couple days ago. Was it a couple days ago, or was it just yesterday? I'm not sure. Anyways, the Twitter rant he went on on the weekend, and it seemed like they were making fun of Ryback. But anyways, matchup lasted around, I don't know, 6 minutes or so, something like that. And in the end, Cody hits the disaster kick on Ryback, who's on the apron. And then Curtis Axel, or actually Goldust, clotheslines Ryback off the apron. And then Curtis Axel goes for a roll-up on Cody. Cody gets out of it. Curtis Axel goes for his finisher. Cody, I'm messing up here. Cody counters Curtis Axel's finisher, or his finisher attempt, into Crossroads, hits Crossroads, covers him, and wins the match. Following that was Mysterio versus Del Rio, and I like the ending of this match. Rey Mysterio went for the 619, he hit the 619, and then he climbs up the top rope to go for the splash. But Del Rio gets up, he pushes Rey Mysterio's leg, so Rey Mysterio falls like crotch first onto the turnbuckle, and then he kind of leans forward, so like his head and his torso is, I guess, leaning forwards past the turnbuckle. So Del Rio, the thing I liked is, I guess, the unique way he hit the super kick, or the unique position in which he hit the super kick. He hit the super kick while Rey Mysterio was like hanging from the turnbuckle to the back of Mysterio's head, and then he followed that up with a cross arm breaker. Mysterio taps. Mysterio was kind of close to the ropes though, so I was thinking maybe Mysterio would get his foot on the rope or something like that, but no, he tapped out, so Del Rio wins. And after that, Del Rio cuts a promo, calling out Batista, telling him, you saw what I just did to your friend. When you come back next week, or if you come back next week, the same thing is going to happen to you. And then all these people stop talking about Batista and start talking about Alberto Del Rio. After that, I think they showed a video package of the WWE Network announcement, which, by the way, somebody asked me what I thought about that. I think it's awesome. And anyways, yeah, after that, you had CM Punk storming into Kane's office this time, and he wanted to see the Authority. Kane says they're not here. CM Punk says, how convenient. And pretty much Kane tells CM Punk that they're not involved in what happened between CM Punk and the Outlaws. Because CM Punk was talking about how now it's like, 5 against 1, the Shield, the Outlaws against CM Punk. And he was talking about how Triple H, if Triple H has a problem with him, he can face him one-on-one, or, he doesn't need to have other people do his work for him. And yeah, like I said, Kane said, the Authority wasn't involved or something like that. And he tells CM Punk the Authority is even giving Punk a chance to main event WrestleMania, because he's going to be in the Royal Rumble matchup. And Kane then tells Punk, if you have a problem with that, then you have a problem with me. And then CM Punk says, no, I don't have a problem with that, but I have a problem with you. And that ends that. After that, you have like a promo video of the Usos saying they're ready for their steel cage match. And then the Wyatt family and Daniel Bryan make their entrance for the steel cage tag team match. The Usos then come out. As far as the match goes, the match was okay. It started picking up some momentum. It started being more interesting towards the end, though. For example, you had the Usos hitting a double back suplex on Daniel Bryan from the top turnbuckle. And also, a cool spot I thought was cool was you had Bray Wyatt, he had one of the Usos in Sister Abigail, and just before he hit it, like right after he kissed him on the forehead, he got superkicked by the other Uso. And towards the end, this is where the match ends. you have both Usos trying to get out of the ring, or, I mean, get out of the steel cage. And on the outside, you've got Luke Harper and Eric Rowan trying to stop them. They're on the outside like, hey, you know, I'm here, so if you jump, if you get out of the cage, you know, I'm going to be attacking you or whatever. So anyways, Bray and Daniel Bryan try and stop them. So Daniel Bryan tries to stop one of them on one side, and Bray Wyatt tries to stop the other on, like, the other side, which is, like, right next to Daniel Bryan. And the Uso that Daniel Bryan's trying to stop, he kind of kicks Daniel Bryan off, and when Daniel Bryan falls down, he kind of touches or bumps into the ropes that Bray Wyatt is standing on. So Bray Wyatt also falls, but he falls crotch first onto the ropes, and then one of the Usos gets out of the steel cage by jumping on top of, I think it was Eric Rowan or Luke Harper. I think it was Eric Rowan. By jumping on top of Eric Rowan, kind of solving the problem of, oh shit, you know, if I jump out of this cage or just, you know, climb out of this cage, he's going to be attacking me. Instead, he just jumps on top of him. So that way he lands on top of him, takes him out, but at the same time also, you know, gets out of the cage. And so then Luke Harper goes towards that Uso and tries to attack him. And the other Uso also gets out of the cage. And they take care of Luke and Eric Rowan. Their music hits, the Usos win, and after that, you see inside the steel cage, Bray Wyatt is like laughing, and he whispers something in Daniel Bryan's ear once again, so we can kind of figure out, oh, he might be going for Sister Abigail here. But then I was like, wait a minute, they're in a steel cage, and now it's just Daniel Bryan and Bray Wyatt inside the steel cage. Wait a minute, I think I know where this might be going here. So he puts him in the Sister Abigail position, and Daniel Bryan pushes him off, and I'm like, oh, I knew it, you know, it's like Daniel Bryan's opportunity now. He's one-on-one with Bray Wyatt, or at least, you know, he's locked in the steel cage, so Luke and Eric can't get in, and then, what happened then? Oh yeah, Daniel Bryan kind of went in the corner. Bray Wyatt's like, come on, daring him to, you know, attack him, I guess, go for the running knee or whatever. And Daniel Bryan doesn't do it, but then Bray Wyatt charges Daniel Bryan in the corner. Daniel Bryan gets out of the way, starts punching Bray Wyatt, hits a couple running drop kicks to Bray Wyatt, and then follows that up with his signature kicks, follows it up with the kick to the head, and then he goes in the corner, starts chanting, yes. Actually, before he does that, he takes off his, I guess, Wyatt family attire, takes it off, and reveals his, you know, regular attire, and goes in the corner, prepares for the running knee by chanting, yes, 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 and the entire arena is chanting, yes, 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 along with him, and then he finally hits the running knee on Bray Wyatt, and climbs up the steel cage and celebrates by chanting, yes, yes, yes. And that ends Raw. So that was a cool ending to the show, and it was just awesome. It was awesome, and it showed really how Daniel Bryan is just super over with the crowd. Anyways, the whole show tonight I thought was good. I really enjoyed Raw tonight. You had some good matches. You had a lot of surprises, at least in my opinion. I didn't see the new Age Outlaws betraying CM Punk and ditching him. I guess I should have seen it coming, since, you know, they're, you know, friends with Triple H, and Shawn Michaels also turned on Daniel Bryan because he was friends with Triple H. So I should have seen that coming, but yeah, pretty nice surprise there. Also, the Ultimate Warrior inducted into the 2014 Hall of Fame class. That is freaking awesome. Like I said, I hope that leads to a WrestleMania appearance. And Kofi Kingston defeating Randy, that was not a big surprise, because like I said, I kind of had a feeling that maybe we could see Kofi Kingston pull off a surprise victory. But, yeah, I'm interested in seeing just where they go with that afterwards. Because I know Randy has a matchup with John Cena at the Royal Rumble, so it's of course not. It's not going to be Randy versus Kofi at the Rumble or something like that for the championship. But maybe I could see, because of that, maybe at the Elimination Chamber, Kofi gets put into the Chamber match. Not sure. And also Cena versus Damien Sandow, pretty good matchup. and the main event too. I liked the main event, the ending of the main event specifically. I was confused at first in the steel cage match. I didn't know, because we haven't seen a tag team cage match on TV in a long time. So I was confused. Does just one of the guys have to get out of the cage, or two of them? But eventually on commentary, Michael Cole said that both of them, or I'm not sure if it was Michael Cole or Jerry the King Lawler, Jerry the King, one of them said that both of them have to get out of the ring to win the matchup. So, which is like the games actually, which is like I think SmackDown vs. Raw or 07. I used to play a lot of the tag team steel cage matches. Anyways, that is unrelated. This is the Raw results video. Oh yeah, and also, speaking of the new Age Outlaws, you know, ditching CM Punk, I thought the tag team match, the 6-man tag team match, was pretty entertaining as well. So really, good, solid show, some nice matches, nice surprises, Ultimate Warrior in the Hall of Fame, Daniel Bryan now no longer with the Wyatts. I thought maybe if Daniel Bryan was gonna betray the Wyatts or trick them, it was gonna be at the Royal Rumble. So that was definitely sooner than I expected. But when I thought about it, I was like, oh, this makes perfect sense. You know, Daniel Bryan, you know, finally betraying him when he knows, like, he's got the upper hand. Luke Harper, Eric Rowan locked out of the cage. It's just Daniel Bryan and Bray Wyatt. Which also makes me think, is Kane secretly working with Daniel Bryan? Are they going to reveal that maybe Kane, you know, did the whole thing where he locks the door and he's the only one with the key, so that him and Daniel Bryan can, or so that he can help Daniel Bryan take out the Wyatts, since, of course, the Wyatts took out Kane. I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, as always, you can click that like button down below. We'd appreciate it. And with that said, I'm out, guys. See ya.